Okay, here's the thing. The video might not be the best and the lighting might not be great, but Sophie has my camera charger, so we're filming this on my phone, and it's on top of a Turpy Twist on top of like a bunch of textbooks on my desk. And the cat's about to walk by. Just prefacing this. Also, I had to download Reddit on my iPad because I wanted to read scary stories. Yes, kitten. And I don't remember my login. Cheers. Okay, we have a sturdier setup now, but it does involve my phone leaning directly against an open light bulb. My cat's down here and I'm playing with her because otherwise she'll knock over my camera. Basically, I wanted to drink some wine and read scary stories, and so that's what I'm gonna do. I'll be back. But yeah, basically, sit back, relax. I'm on Reddit, and I'm gonna find some scary stories and read them. I want like the shorter ones because I don't know, half the time when I read the longer ones, they like disappoint me and I'm like 10 minutes in. So I'm gonna read scary short stories, but first I'm gonna get my cat before she attacks me. I did like the top controversial posts from this week, which I don't really know what that means. I don't know what a post is, like a Reddit post deems like controversial. But I was doing the top post and like, I don't know, they just weren't that scary to me. But I'm alone in my dark room at night, reading scary stories and drinking wine, so hopefully I'll get scared. Okay, this one is called The Sleep Experiment, and it's by Kim0419. I'll put it on the screen. Is that how people do this? Link it below. So this is called The Sleep Experiment. It all started on that night. I got a letter in the mail and I walked in my room without my mom seeing it. I knew she would want to see it. When I opened it, I immediately grabbed anything I could carry and snuck out the back door. With the address clutched in my hand, my feet carried me swiftly to my destination. After 10 minutes, I got there. When I walked in, I told the woman, "I'm here for the sleep experiment." She just nodded and pressed a button to open the metal door. I walked in. When I got inside, there was a balding man sitting on a desk. It seemed like he was waiting for me. "Ah, I see you finally made it, Parker." I just nodded and gave a wry smile. How the hell did this guy know my name? Parker Jones. The man seemed like he was trying to get my attention. "Oh, sorry," I said in kind of a small voice. The now already frustrated man rubbed his temples and, after taking some deep breaths, gave me a smile. "I'm very sorry for ruining your daydream, but we have some important matters to attend to. Please take a seat while I explain," he said in a bittersweet tone, gesturing to a seat I hadn't even realized until now. As I sat down, the man already seemed to be ready to explain whatever he wanted to explain. "Now, I suppose you're here because of the letter I've sent, correct? Now, I'm not explaining what I meant yet. I just want to do a measly little experiment, if that's okay." I then nodded, now very curious as to what he wanted me to do. But he was like immediately like ready to go, so I don't know. Where was I? Alright, now, I'm a neurologist, a person who studies the brain. I am trying to find a solution as to why people get nightmares from their subconscious rather than their conscious, and you seem like the best person for the job. Oh, and if you want to know how, a close friend of yours told me how frequent your nightmares are. Joseph, you bastard. How the hell could you tell someone when I told you not to? Now, I don't want to waste any more precious time, so let's go to the room where this will be conducted, he said before pulling me along to the mayhem that was soon to start. I'm very confused because it seemed like when he got the letter, he immediately went and like... I don't remember much before the experiment started. I just remember the sharp pain I felt in several parts of my head, and then I was surrounded by darkness, and then I saw my mom washing the dishes. She was speaking to me, but I really couldn't hear what she was saying. Oh. Suddenly, my eyes dragged to a door that appeared suddenly. The shape of a man was there, but it wasn't a man. Its skin was leathery and it had some deep cuts on its face, and it had a knife in its left hand. My eyes went wide like a deer in a headlights when I knew what it was going to do. My voice couldn't come out, but I wanted it to, and my body wouldn't move, even though it was stalking behind her naturally, like it was meant to do this. Right when it was about to chop her head off, that was when my damn body and voice came back to me. "Mom!" I yelled until my voice went hoarse, but that didn't help at all. Her head rolled up to my foot, with that same smile of hers. And then I jumped up, panting roughly and sweating. It felt like I had pajamas on. Patting myself, it felt like I had pajamas on. but I didn't have my pajamas on when I left for the experiment. And then I remembered about my mother and burst out of my room into the kitchen. To my horror, she was dead like in my dreams. When I ran to her body with tears streaming down my face and harsh sobs coming to my mouth, the letter fell to the floor and showed the message inside. It said, "Nightmares come from your subconscious, and subconscious comes from the fears of life." Maybe that's just too deep for me? I don't know, definitely the whole concept of like dreams and stuff is creepy. Like, have y'all seen that movie Before I Wake? It's about a little boy and his dreams come to life, but he has nightmares. Did I just spoil that? I don't think so. It's a really good movie though. Before I Wake, y'all should see it. Yeah, I was really excited about that one because like, I don't know, I really like sleep experiments and stuff, but I felt like when we jumped into it, we were already like in the middle of it because it like, I got a letter in the mail. Oh, okay, but that's what I was thinking. Oh, okay. And also during that night, I got a letter in the mail, walked in my room without my mom seeing it. I knew she would want to see when I opened it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I think that, I like to, because I felt like when we started it, he was already like, got the letter, boom, ready to go. And then when he got there, he's like, why am I here? I don't know, I feel like, hi baby. I feel like it's like a dream that's like happening over and over again. He's stuck in it. Is that it? Did I figure it out? I don't know. Nightmares come from your subconscious, and subconscious comes from the fears of life. I mean, I'll look into it. Okay, this one's super short, so hopefully it should be good. But it's called, Did You Know There's 1.5 Gallons of Blood in an Average Person? And it's by J. Lozier, 1891. Which is J. Lozier. He said it louder. Did you know there's 1.5 gallons of blood in an average person? One of the girls at our lunch table looked at him in disgust and looked away. Robert was a weird-ass kid. None of us were friends with him, and we didn't pay any attention to him, so it was a surprise to see his greasy self sitting at our table. His unwashed bangs covered his forehead, but a large patch of acne was still visible. His small half-moon glasses made his eyes look like they were bulging out of his head. "Can you not sit here?" one of the guys said, and another one chuckled at the blunt remark. Robert smelled like straight shit. He was even worse, he was sitting right across from me. He got up and laughed as if he was one of us. He was not one of us. We thought that was the end of Robert, and no one really put the thought of him back into our minds, till he sat back down the next day. "Did you know it takes 1 to 3 minutes to die from a stab wound?" He then pointed at the girl at the end of the table. "You'd die quicker," he chuckled awkwardly, and everyone stared in confusion. "Fuck off," one of the guys said. "You're so weird, go the fuck away." Boys are mean. Robert just stared, then began to speak. Again. Scared? He got up and walked away. I told one of the security guards on what Robert kept saying, and they said he won't be eating lunch here anymore. But surprise, surprise, Robert returned the next day. Did you know? He was knocked out of his seat by one of the kids. His chubby self hit the ground and his glasses broke on an impact. Nobody stood up for Robert, not even the kids behind us. Everyone knew he was a total freak. Robert stood back up again. His nose was bleeding like a faucet. "You can't hurt me," he choked out. The guy swung again and pushed him away from his seat. He backed up into another table and crashed into a group of guys. He got up, his clothes soaked in food, and hurried off. I didn't feel bad for a second. He was a total creep, and everyone assumed he was going to come back looking for a fight. We moved tables towards the back of the lunchroom and waited. Do they not have like monitors? Robert walked in and immediately walked towards our new table. Fuck. Oh. It was a stupid plan, but we thought maybe it would have worked. "Did you know brain activity can last 10 minutes after you die?" he said, then pointed again at one of the girls. "I'd smile at you in those 10 minutes. "Did you know if you say some shit like that again, I'll beat the shit out of you?" one of the guys said, and stood up. Robert backed up and chuckled. "I'll fucking kill you," he screamed, and jumped over the table. Robert's face met the ground in 10 seconds. We all hoped and prayed that was the end of Robert, and luckily it was. A week after this, a 14-year-old girl named Samantha was pulled out of a river. All evidence pointed at Robert murdering her. Life went on without the creep at our table, but at the end of the day, we have to give credit where credit is due. It really did only take us 1 to 3 minutes to kill Samantha. I like this story, and I'm gonna tell you why I like this story. I'm gonna tell you why I like this story better than the other stories. Tonight, there was a twist. Anyway, I'm probably gonna do more of these. I'd like to try to like hone in and be able to find more stories that I like. Also, when I was like finding those, I would see some that were really long because like I want to do some like videos that would be like just like the same story, because there's some like series stories and stuff. I'm also gonna like look back when I'm editing this and see like how drunk I actually am, because I just read a bunch of shit after drinking. I'm sorry, future me. I know, but basically like, bye, thanks for listening and watching me drink wine. I'm super scared, so I'm gonna go wake up the kid that's sleeping on my couch and get him to make me less scared. Okay, teehee. Everyone, have a great night. I don't have an outro. Should I have one?